Greetings, ACTIVZ family. It's great to be with you. Welcome to the October Founders Zoom. We used to call this an Founders Call, but clearly we are not making a phone call. We're on a Zoom. So welcome to the October Founders Zoom. I hope you guys are having an incredible October. For those of you that are new and joining us for the very first time, David Brown and I do the Founders Zoom once a month on the 15th of every month. We love sharing with you some of the highlights of the previous month, and we like to give you a glimpse of what's coming around the corner. So again, welcome all of you who are brand new, and all of you seasoned vets, welcome as well. It's great to see you. David, we were with several of them just yesterday and Friday. I think we had about 100 people join us in the office, in fact, which we haven't had happen in quite some time. And it was really great. I mean, there wasn't much room to walk, but it was fun to have so many people travel into Park City, Utah, incredible fall weather, visit us in our office on Friday, and then of course join us at the Leadership Summit just yesterday. And many of you watching this, you're probably still lingering around Park City, still up here with us. And maybe we'll run into you here just this afternoon. But David, how are you doing? How are you feeling after the event?
I'm doing great.
And was it successful in your opinion? How are you doing?
It was amazing. And hey, nothing's better for those of you that are new and have never seen us before together. You don't have double vision. We are, co-founders, co-CEOs, brothers, twins. Okay, maybe not, but I mean, we're pretty much the same guy. Although I'm the old version, and Ryan is the new and improved version.
David, you are much more handsome than I.
But
I'm pigeon-toed and I have a lisp. Come on.
The event was awesome. You're right, having people back in the office. Really, I don't know that we've had people like that since before COVID, to tell you the truth. And that was great. As people at home can appreciate, when you have visitors coming, you always pay a special attention to how your house looks. And so we paid a special attention to getting the office really cleaned up, spick and span, and doing everything. And as people came through, and those of you that have been to our offices, that they're not very large. It's fairly normal looking, nothing flashy. We're not in a high-rise skyscraper with huge, wood paneling and desks, wood desks, and just all the accoutrements of what people think with businesses. And I think, it's functional. And more importantly, if there's a message that we want to send to everybody, is that we choose to spend our money on things that benefit distributors, like commissions, for example, and incentive trips and momentum escapes. We'd rather spend that money on you than having some fancy office. It doesn't really make that big of a deal. So I think people caught the spirit of that. The event itself was great. We had some great announcements. It was kind of simulcast, if you will, in Spanish and English. People that we had presentations in both languages. People were wearing headsets with simultaneous translation, and that was fun. We had a great, very fun activity in the mountains of Park City after it was all over, and it is just gorgeous. There's not a better time of year to be here. There's the first snow has fallen and it's crusted and frosted the mountains. The aspen are still bright yellow, and you still have the orange and reds of the oaks, and it's beautiful. And the air is crisp and clean, and I'm about ready to get into a John Denver song right now. So if you'll just pardon me for a second, maybe that's a good time to pass it back to you. But it was a great update for you.
No, I think you're doing a great job, transmitting the energy that was here. And I think everybody that was here felt the same. We all felt like we were in a John Denver song or video. And so I think that
Rocky Mountain High.
Accurately represented, David. Something that stood out to me, I was impressed with how many people traveled to be out here, drove long distances all across the United States. It was really, the amount of sacrifice that I saw people make it kind of takes my breath away. I know I speak for you too, David, when I say that. It just, I feel very humbled when I see the sacrifices that are made on behalf of so many of you that drove out here. You grabbed your significant other, your family in some cases, and traveled. And not just from the US. I'm also thankful for all those of you who are watching this from Mexico who also made the journey. We always have some people travel from, just really long distances, the southeast, farthest southeast reaches of Mexico. We had people travel up from the state of Tabasco, the state of Chiapas, the northern areas as well. Pedro and Mercedes came up with a whole cooler of cheese, David. That was impressive.
I love their cheese. That cheese is awesome.
That's right.
If you know the phrase, "Who moved my cheese?" It was probably Pedro.
Yeah, it probably was.
He was moving it towards you, so you could have some. That was a good thing.
That's right. That's right. Well, and I'm so grateful that we have people like that in our company who make this fun and make it meaningful. And so, I really take my hat off and want to give thanks to all of you who were here in attendance this last week and making this a very special leadership summit. And we've been talking a little bit, just to give you guys a quick sneak peek here on the corporate side. We think that some of you might be interested in coming back here to Park City for upcoming Momentum Escape. So look forward to hearing more news about that. But this is a beautiful place. There's lots to do for those nature lovers, and especially when you come at this type of time of the year. In the winter, it's a lot of fun, lots of snow activities. In the summer, there's lots of activities. There's the Olympic Park and all kinds of things. So we think that moving forward, it would be neat, or not really, well, neat's not the right word, but I think important to continue to come back to Park City, which has kind of been a special place for us over the years, and laying some of the groundwork for great companies, and ACTIVZ being the company that's the greatest at this point. I'll tell you real quick, jumping back to September, David, and talking about what stands out for me. September was a great month. It was, for us on the corporate side, just so you know, it's the month that when we look at September, we say to ourselves, okay, kids are back in school, family vacations are over, people are going to get back focused on their business. August tends to be, you go through sort of the dog days of summer. Now we happen to have a great August, but September was exactly that. People were getting back focused on their business, kicking off the month with their marathon, and Spanish, Maratón de Llamadas, marathon day of calls, I think is how we'd say that in English, and some great successes. I'll tell you something that stood out to me in the month of September. We had several A10s. We had a couple A11s rank advance in the month of September. Tons of A1s, A2s, A3s, A4s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, of course. And then we had an A12. And I'm always excited when someone reaches the rank of A12, because it's a significant rank. Average income for an A12 is over $10,000 a month. And that's on a minimum of 100,000 points in monthly sales volume. Now, why that's significant for those of you who are new to this, and those of you who have been around the block a few times in the direct sales industry, that's what our average payout is for that rank. Lately, I feel like we've been talking a lot about our compensation plan. It's probably the product that I'm the most proud of. I love the trifecta, don't get me wrong. And I love Arrow. I drink way too much of it every day. But the product that I'm the most proud of is probably the compensation plan, because I'm seeing lately, David, I know you too are seeing this, we're talking a lot about it, how it's changing the lifestyle of many, many families, and specifically people who joined us, who bet on this horse, coming on up to 6 years ago. And we could have failed. They could have failed, but we didn't. And we made it, and they made it. And today, everybody who didn't throw the towel in and quit on themselves, they're earning 4, 5, 6 times more than they were when we started this. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that rank of A12. And speaking about the rank of A12, whose average income is just over 10,000 a month, our A12 was a young man out of the beautiful city of Juarez, Mexico. Some of you may have heard of Juarez, and his name is Lalo Esparza, Eduardo. He goes by Lalo. And I'm just going to call him out here, because he hasn't been in the company but more than a handful of months. I don't want to speak out of class, but I think he's been in the company about 5 months, going on less than 6 months, and he hit the rank of A12. And he hustles, he talks to everybody. He's been involved in network marketing before, but he tells me he's never seen something like this. He loves the compensation plan. He's never been paid like he's being paid today. But here's what's special about him. Here's what's also special about people on his team who have worked with Lalo in a lot of other companies. And he was a top earner in another company before. In fact, one of the highest earners in this company that is significantly bigger than ACTIVZ. He told me that what really convinced him that ACTIVZ was the right place for him is, guess how he started? Not jumping on our Zooms, not listening to success stories. He started by trying the products. This is a really interesting story. He shared this with me at the last ACTIVZ Academy down in Chiapas a few weeks ago. And he said, I was building this other business, using the products. The company was kind of going backwards. People's checks were going down. And he's good friends with one of our big with one of our other important leaders, legacy leaders out of Juarez, Carmen Gallegos. She just got him to just try the products. So he tried the products, and guess what happened? He felt the results. And it's interesting, David, because you and I've talked about this. People tell me all the time. They tell us all the time of their personal experiences on the products. I believe everybody. For me, I've never had a wow, an event that I've just said, wow, this product, I can feel it within an hour, half an hour, or a week. For me, I feel the overall benefits of using our products. I have energy. I sleep great at night. I probably do way more than someone should do at my age. But Lalo's experience was something really measurable. And he was using other nutritional supplements, in fact, a lot. And he told me, he said, Ryan, it was undeniable. When I started to use the trifecta, it was undeniable. I knew that this was the company that I needed to hitch my wagon to. So he did, and this is, like I said, less than 6 months ago, and he rank advanced to A12. He is a business-minded business builder. He loves helping other people launch their independent distribution franchises. But what got him really hooked on us were his personal results with our products. So that just, for me, it speaks volumes to me to know that I'm in the right place at the right time, and so are all of you. So that's probably for me the thing that stands out the most for the month of September was just that cool story, that being able to meet him in person, listen to his experience, and then multiply that times hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other people who are having success. So, David, all that said, what stands out to you from the month of September?
Well, we sound like a broken record when we keep saying we had another great month. We had another great month. And actually, I know that neither of us take that for granted, because we know that having a great month means that all of you are out there working and sacrificing other things that you could be doing for a goal that you have, which is to provide for yourselves and your families, and sharing it with others. I recently was at a conference that both of us were invited to speak at, Ryan, and you backed out and made me do it instead. But I kind of wish you would have done it, to tell the truth. You would have done a better job. But there was a company there that they're a very large German company, one of the largest network marketing companies in the world, as a matter of fact. And a guy was there, and there were two things that struck me, and this relates to your question. One of the things was he'd only been part of this company for about a year, so and the company's been around for 29 years. And so he hasn't really been part of their astronomical growth, but he was nevertheless very proud of what he was part of. And he said that it had 29 straight years of growth. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. We have now 6 straight years of growth, so that's good. We have, they've had growth every year they've been around, and we've had growth every year we've been around, so that's good. But the other thing that struck me was kind of the difference in philosophy. He said, he was referring to the founder and the senior management team. He says everything that he named the founder, he thinks about, and everything he does is all about revenue. Everything he can do to increase the company's revenue and increase. And that's great. I mean, that's what businesses do, right? They're in business to make profit. And I compared that now at that particular point. I didn't say, oh, that's interesting. We have a little bit different philosophy. But when later on in my remarks, I did comment, because people asked us, how did we start in Mexico? What is so different about us? And I said, well, frankly, it's focus. We focus on distributors. And so I think we can honestly say that everything we do is focused on distributors.
Yeah.
Now, the revenue will come as a result of that because we cannot succeed unless all of you succeed. And if you do succeed, we succeed. And but there actually are things that we could do that would help our revenue, but wouldn't help you. And I think that would be short-sighted of us to do that. And I just know that you and I don't think that way. And at September and now already in October, that's halfway through, we see the results of that. Maybe we're not the largest. We are certainly much bigger than we were, and now we've become a significant company that people are now looking at us and saying, "Who are those guys? How have we not heard about them?" And now we're starting to be heard. But I just think that, I guess that's the one thing I'm just reminded of when I think of the success that we've had. Why was September strong? Why was August strong? Why is October strong? Because of this, we're not consistent about a lot of things. We make lots of mistakes, but there is certainly one thing that I have no problem saying that we are consistent about, and that is thinking about and planning for and looking for ways to help all of you. They asked another question that was interesting. They said, "Is there anything that keeps you awake at night?" And this fellow I referred to at this large company says, "Oh no, with us, there's nothing that keeps me awake at night. We are all buttoned down." It was kind of funny. But I said, "Well, yeah, there is something that keeps me awake at night." And I said, "I'm not a worrier, but what keeps me awake at night," I said, "what we have to offer is so significant in terms of the health benefits that you just talked about, the products that we have, the business opportunity we have through the comp plan. What keeps me awake at night is not doing a good job sharing and helping you all share it to the full potential that we can. That's what keeps me awake at night. How can we do a better job to make sure?" Because frankly, I told him, "Listen, I sometimes think I'm going to hell if we do not help more people learn about ACTIVZ and learn about the products." And that's just really what we're all about. We're very different that way. And I think that's will continue to be and has been a distinguishing feature of our company.
Yeah. I love that story. And you're right. We did talk about that following your presentation in Texas, and thank you for going. And I'm sorry that I
You're up next.
mentioned you there. Yeah. Okay. But I heard that you did great. I got several texts from colleagues of ours in the industry. But back to that story. That's an interesting story because I know that company. I know who you're talking about, and it's not surprising that that's their focus. And I want to just kind of reinforce that quickly, is that I've also learned that what you just said is that when we focus on the needs of other people, that's how we get what we want. I remember hearing that years ago in an audio book from Tony Robbins. He said, "You help enough people get what they want, and you'll get what you want. That's it. That's the secret formula." And I used to struggle with that. I used to think about, okay, how do I do that? How do I help enough people get what they want so I can get what I want? And there was no clear path as to how to do that, because you do need the right vehicle to put that axiom into practice and really take advantage of that. But here at ACTIVZ, we have that vehicle. We have the platform. All of you have that platform. And it's true. If you care about people, right, and you care about their success, care about them as people, first of all, care about their families, their children, their parents, care about them as members of their community, really care about them, interest yourself in their why, in their goals, find out what they really want, right? And then help them do it. I'm talking about people on your team. You help them reach that. Then, like you said, David, it's not just us caring about our distributors. It's our distributors caring about our distributors. Our distributors caring about their customers. And you create an army of people doing this, and you've got a great, wonderful, beautiful revolution. Not a bad revolution, a good revolution, right? Of people helping others achieve their goals. And the final result that we get to measure and that we get to put in the bank, it's money, it's lifestyle. That's how you get there. That's how you get there. So that is it's great that you shared that. I love that story. Something that I'm excited about. Obviously, I'm still kind of enjoying the afterglow of our event this last weekend, this Friday and Saturday, and interacting with all of these great new up and coming U.S. leaders. I'm excited to see what the U.S. is going to do. I really am. If I was a betting man, I'd be betting on the U.S. right now. It's already statistically the fastest growing market in our company. It's you know, less than half the size of Mexico, but growing fast, growing very, very fast. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen this month. I'm excited to see what's going to happen as we close out this year and in the next year. Something that we did, David, at this event is we kind of teed up a theme, right? We spent a little bit of time talking about what it means to go the extra mile, what it means to do just a little bit extra, what it means to get to practice first, to be the last person who leaves their practice. You know, in sports, there's so many great sports analogies that we talked about this last weekend. And what we teed up was our theme for our anniversary event, because at our anniversary event, it's be extraordinary with focus on the word extra, right? That's what we're going to be talking about. And so you're going to hear us talking a lot about that now in this next quarter. And as we kick off 2024 is what can we do? What can you do to add value, a little bit more value to your interactions? What can you do to dig a little bit deeper each day? And I'm not talking about doubling what you do. I'm talking about, you know, success being measured by the little extra inches that you fight for, right? In football, it's all about fighting for those inches. In soccer, it's about space and time, and it's about possession. It's just get the ball to one more person on your team, because statistically, the longer you possess the ball, the higher the likelihood or probability is that you're going to win the game. They're the two correlate. It's incredible. So it's you playing with that extra player, that extra pass, that extra touch. Every sport, I think, is like this, in fact. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about what's coming in November. You know, as we dive deeper into that. But I want to encourage everybody that really on the heels of the event that we just had, our leadership summit, to go the extra mile, right? Look for opportunities to do a little bit more every day. If you do it, you know, the success is going to be measured not in how many hours you work every day, but what you did each day that was extra, right? I think that you're going to be able to reverse engineer your success and say, you know what I did? My business, you know what I see is my business really took off when I started to just spend 15 more minutes each day or 30 minutes more each day contacting people. Instead of contacting 10 people, I contacted 15 people, right? Or instead of 25 people, I contacted 30 people. Those small incremental enhancements is where the success comes from. So I'm excited about what we talked about this weekend. I'm excited for our November event and for the theme that we're going to carry forward through 2024. And I do want to remind everybody also that we have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks, folks, to finish your qualification for the Panamanian cruise, our cruise that we're taking down to Panama, to the ABC Islands, Cartagena, Colombia. It's going to be incredible. How do you do it? You got to go the extra mile. You've got to do something extra every day between now and the next 2 weeks. My recommendation is dig deep and make sure that you and as many people in your team as possible qualify for the next Momentum Escape, right? Many of the people that were with us, David, in Park City, were there on their Momentum Escape trips, enjoying it. And, you know, we paid for that. We paid for their flights. We paid for their hotels. Everything was paid for. So guys, you can do that. It's within your reach. But that's one way that you can go the extra mile, right? If you've already done it before, qualify again. Your team needs to see you qualify. This time, take another person, 2 people, 3 people, 4, 5, 10 other people on your team to do it. When you do that, that's when your team's your business is going to take off. You have 2 more weeks to finish qualifying for this current Momentum Escape. You also have 2 weeks to finish qualifying for 500 Club. You also have 2 more weeks to finish, to qualify for your highest rank to be recognized on stage at our anniversary event. So some of you who are watching this are planning on going to our anniversary event. Know that you have 2 weeks to hit the rank of A10. And if you do in the next 2 weeks, we're going to invite you to our VIP reception dinner the night before the event. So look at all of these opportunities that you have in the next 2 weeks to just do a little bit extra every day. Go the extra mile, right? Maybe you'll earn the 500 Club. Maybe you'll get to the VIP dinner. Maybe you'll get to Momentum Escape. Maybe you'll get to the cruise. But I'll tell you, all of those things are there for the taking for those of you who decide to dig deep and go that extra mile in the next 2 weeks. So that's what I'm excited about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about seeing a lot of you down there at the event. David, Bring it home. What are you excited about in this coming?
You talked about going the extra mile. I referred to this in the yesterday, and that a week ago yesterday, I was running my first marathon. And so I went a lot of extra miles, and I learned a lot of lessons there, digging deep, and putting a little bit more energy in at the end, especially. And I told the story about how with about 2 blocks to go, I decided to dig a little deeper. I didn't have a lot of energy left, and I wasn't like super fast to begin with, but I ran a little faster, and I ended up passing about 40 people in the last 2 blocks so that my rank was a little bit higher. And so running a little faster can not only help your rank in a marathon, but help your rank here at ACTIVZ as well. And we're giving a little help, although it will be available in November. We made a pretty big announcement yesterday about genomics, and talk about adding fuel to the fire and helping your business grow. We added additional fuel by announcing that genomics is now available in the United States with no restrictions, that we've been able to get around some of the legal restrictions that we were under by developing an international formula that has the same ingredients, the same proven science, the same benefits, and now it's going to be available in packs for single purchase, and whatever it is, however it's available in any other market is now available in the United States. And that's going to be still one more stick to throw on the fire, one more energy drink to add to your to get you going, whatever it is that you want to call it. I'm excited about that, and I think there's great days ahead. So enjoy the rest of this month. As Ryan said, there's a ton of things to look forward to, and we look forward to talking to you again in Mexico City on this call next month and in between time, because we know there's going to be a lot of great stories to rise. So good luck, everybody. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, David. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon. Same time, same place. I got nothing to add other than please set a goal to get on the next momentum escape, right? It's I don't want to say it's easy, but you can all do it. Find 5 business partners, help them duplicate with 1 person. If you're brand new, get to A4. Let us pay for your next trip, and you'll be well on your way to reaching the top. So thanks, David. Have a great night, and I will see many of you next time. Same place, same time, same place next week, or in person at our anniversary event. Have a good evening, everybody. Take care.